Learning Objective 6, Chapter 9. Describe and evaluate Leader-Member Exchange Theory. Leader-Member Exchange Theory focuses on the quality and the relationship that develops between a leader and an employee. Each leader-member relationship differs in quality. Social Exchange Theory. Individuals who are treated favorably by others feel obliged to reciprocate by responding positively and returning that favorable treatment in some manner. High-quality relationships, high leader-member exchange, involves high degree of mutual influence and obligation, trust, loyalty, respect, employees performing tasks beyond their job description, low leader-member exchange, and low leader-member exchange leaders have the opposite characteristics. Transactional leadership is based on a straightforward exchange relationship between the leader and the followers. It involves bringing employee behavior in line with organizational goals, classifying expectations, contingent reward behavior. Management by exception involves taking corrective action based on the results of leader-follower transactions. Transformational leadership provides followers with a new vision that instills true commitment, creates change in beliefs and attitudes of followers, motivates followers to achieve beyond expectations. Also good at transactional leadership, clarifying paths to goal, rewarding good behavior. 4 key dimensions of transformational leader behavior. 1. Intellectual stimulation of followers, individualized consideration, inspirational motivation, thus communicating the vision, charisma or idealized influence, the ability to command strong loyalty and devotion from followers and thus have the potential for strong influence among them. This is by far the most important aspect. So this is remember the 4 I's, the 4 dimensions in transformational leader behavior: intellectual stimulation, individualized consideration, inspirational motivation, and idealized influence or charisma. Studies find transformational leadership strongly related to follower motivation and satisfaction, leader performance and effectiveness, individual, group, and organizational performance, effectively managing change. The best leaders are both transactional and transformational. Global leadership, a set of leadership capabilities required to function effectively in different cultures and the ability to cross language, social, economic, and political borders. The ability to influence people who are not like the leader and come from different cultural backgrounds. Important characteristics for global leaders: unbridled, unique inquisitiveness, personal character, duality, the ability to manage uncertainty, savvy. Global leadership candidates should experience working or living in different cultures, speak more than one language, have an aptitude for global business, participate in extensive training including teamwork with members of diverse backgrounds, participate in long-term international assignments. Empowering leadership, implementing conditions that enable power to be shared with employees, strives to remove bureaucratic constraints and hindrances to performance, strives to remove bureaucratic constraints and hindrances to performance, provides employees with more control over their work. A critical component of leadership effectiveness and long-term organizational success is ethical leadership. Demonstrates normatively appropriate conduct through personal actions and interpersonal relationships. To develop an ethical culture, leaders should. To develop an ethical culture, leaders should communicate a clear and consistent positive ethics message from top. Create and embrace opportunities for everyone in the organization to communicate positive ethics, values, and practices. Ensure consequences for ethical and unethical conduct. Authentic leadership, positive form of leadership that involves being true to oneself. Authentic leaders know and act upon their true values, beliefs, and strengths, and they help others to do the same. 4 dimensions of authentic leadership: self-awareness, relational transparency, balanced processing of information, internalized moral perspective. Outcomes: followers tend to have higher organizational commitment and are generally more satisfied and engaged. Servant leadership involves going beyond one's own self-interests and having a genuine concern to serve others and a motivation to lead. Servant leadership emphasizes growth and development needs of followers, empowering and developing people, humility, placing the interests of others first, authenticity, being true to oneself, interpersonal acceptance, empathy and trust, providing direction, stewardship, promoting common interests. The Global Leadership and Organizational Behavior, GLOBE, the Global Leadership and Organizational Behavior Research Project developed measures for 9 cultural dimensions that vary around the world. They are performance orientation, assertiveness, and future orientation. The GLOBE projects 9 cultural dimensions: 4 human orientation, 5 institutional collectivism, 6 in-group collectivism, 7 gender egalitarianism, 8 power distance, 9 uncertainty avoidance. Implicit leadership theory states that individuals hold a set of beliefs about the kinds of attributes, personality characteristics, skills, and behaviors that contribute to or impede outstanding leadership. GLOBE found these belief systems are shared among individuals in common cultures. Culturally endorsed implicit theory, CLT, culturally endorsed implicit leadership theory. Global leadership dimensions that contribute to or inhibit outstanding leadership in various cultures: charismatic, value-based, team-oriented, participative, human-oriented, autonomous, self-protective. GLOBE found similarities in expectations of leadership attributes. That's to say, or some examples are being honest, decisive, communicative, motivational, and dynamic are universally desirable. Being a loner, irritable, egocentric, and ruthless is ineffective in all countries. Some attributes are culturally contingent. Example, individualistic, risk-taker. Women in leadership roles tend to be more participative or democratic, have better social skills, avoid autocratic styles that violate gender stereotypes, engage in more contingent reward behaviors, be more transformational. Men in leadership roles tend to engage in more transactional leadership qualities, use laissez-faire leadership, absence or avoidance of leadership, manage by exception. These findings attest to the ability of women to be highly effective leaders in contemporary organizations. Glass ceiling, an invisible barrier that prevents women from advancing to senior leadership positions in organizations, e.g., vestiges of prejudice, resistance to women's leadership, issues of finding appropriate leadership style, demands of family life, underinvestment in social capital, example, less time for networking. This is the end of the slides.